privileges I enjoy as your CEO is attending powerful education programs provided by the NAR. And although COVID-19 has altered how these programs have been held, the content is still awesome. The most recent meetings, which would have been in Houston if we were live, were part of what is known as Association Executive Institute. This year, because it was virtual, your entire management team, which includes Allison, Amy, and Julie, who you all know, attended along with me. This year, we heard from Emmanuel Acho, from whom you will be hearing weekly. We also heard from a gentleman by the name of Neil Pashrika, who I had never heard of before, but who delivered an exceptional talk. Why does this matter to you? Well, it's because I remember being you. I remember wondering where my next deal was going to come from. I remember a great year of sales only to be brought to my knees by having to pay $30,000 in additional taxes for which I was unprepared. I remember saying to myself that if I didn't sell a house in the next 30 days, I would have to get a job. So if any of you have been there, remember it can happen to all of us, which is why I wanted to share the Pasrika message called the 3 A's of Awesome. The first of the A's is attitude. If you watch any of Neil's messages, like the one he did as a TED Talk, he comments that attitude is a choice, and even though you may be going through some dark stuff, how you choose to deal with that dark stuff is your choice and your choice alone. The second A is awareness. He describes this as embracing your inner 3-year-old, which, if you've ever been around small children, is all you need to know for a description. How they see stuff, especially when it's for the first time, is amazing. The third A is authenticity. He describes this as being cool with being you. His example for what this means is a gentleman by the name of Rosie Greer. Most of you probably have no clue who this man is, but if you're my age, you remember his 12 years in the NFL as an all-pro defensive lineman who was 6'5" and weighed 284 pounds. Interestingly, his hobby was needlepoint. He was so cool with being himself that he wrote a book, Needlepoint for Men. How many men do you know who would be willing to admit they like needlepoint, let alone publish a book about it with their picture on the cover? My gift to you from all of this is that in 40 years of selling real estate, these ups and downs that you experience are not unique to you, and that how you deal with them is all up to you and no one else. So stick in there should you experience any one of the moments like I've described. And remember the 3 A's. If a failure in sales like me can make it in real estate, so can you. Market conditions. Interest rates are around 3%, which is still a bargain. And remember where we were a year ago at this time? Sales had ground to a halt, which is reflected in the first 4 weeks of March this year versus last year, with sales up 13.3% this year. These numbers will become even more pronounced over the next 2 months. The name of the game in this market, however, remains listings, where the low inventory has already seen absorption rates across Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, and St. Clair counties hit 138%. This means between all the homes listed for sale that were on the market at the beginning of March and all the homes listed since the 1st of March, 54.5% are already under contract. For those interested in meeting the NAR President's Fair Housing Challenge, this Thursday, the At-Home with Diversity certification class is offered for $55, along with the one-time certification fee of $40, it is usually $75, is one of the 3 legs to meet the challenge. The course also is one of the electives available for those seeking the Certified International Property certification, and offers 7 hours of Con Ed, of which 2 is legal. Next week on the 7th is an electronic lockbox program for RealComp users. On this Thursday, the 8th, is our regular morning coffee pop-up. The 9th is our agent roundtable at noon led by Bill Bauscher. The 13th is a fair housing program hosted by the Lake Point network of WCR. April 26th and 27th is CIPS, and the 28th is MR's Broker Summit. Opening day is Thursday, by the way, but it is apparently going to be the coldest day of the week, so dress warm. And with that tidbit, I conclude. As always, be productive, successful, and profitable, and stay safe.